Hey everyone, it's a cold, rainy, and miserable day, and this is my first time in Japan. I'm in Tsukuba, Japan, and I'm here to visit the University of Tsukuba. I'm working with a couple people on a project. I'm here to give a math talk. I gave it a few days ago. There's a notion of independence coming from descriptive set theory that I'm going to argue is better than one that's often, say, we would use. Because it's Japan, I'm standing in front of the cut-in-place zoo. I promised to find some other crazy things like this. I hope they're nice to the animals there, but probably not. And I need to get to the university now, so we have some more to work on with the project. I'll say that the city itself is kind of interesting, what the history is. And I just want to show everyone around really what's kind of a smaller place in Japan. We're going to go to Tokyo next, but I think this is still interesting here too. Despite being in Japan, you can find some stuff that definitely doesn't look like it's Japan and more like what you see on some of my other travels through Eastern Europe. So I want to say a little bit about the city because this wasn't really an organically formed city. This was entirely planned. So in the 1970s, it was during the Cold War, and the Japanese government was worried about what might happen and wanted some sort of backup. So this used to be some sort of like swamplands, is my understanding, 50 years ago. And so they moved a lot of government offices here, or I think had some sort of ways to escape here in case there were some problems. But then they also started establishing, there's a University of Tsukuba, a lot of companies moved their own research departments over here. So it's a little bit different of a place, and it's about 200,000 people, but it really has a small and quiet feel to it. We'll probably go to lunch soon after I get here. The people I'm meeting with are actually fans of the channel and have watched, I think, most of my videos, but I think they're a little bit uncomfortable at the moment to actually go around exploring with me and have it recorded, so I'm not going to introduce them on the video, but I'll be having lunch with them right now. It's interesting to see what the bathrooms are like in different places. So sometimes it can be a hole in the ground with no way to close a door, like in the university I was visiting in Kyiv, Ukraine. And here it's something, ooh, the lights just went off, back on. It's a bit different here because we have one of these magical toilets. I'm going to show more of this in my room, maybe even in a separate video. But this is just, to me, kind of fascinating because it's like soothing music or something, I guess. And it's a ash shower here and all sort of various things. So probably the seat is heated as well, I guess. I am done with everything I'm going to do here for today, so I'm going to get going. And just on the way out, I saw this. This is an event we had a few days ago, and I gave a talk and a few others, the abstract from my talk. It's actually really cool. We had a guy from Wuhan, China come here. And, of course, everybody knows from the whole pandemic recently. And so we had some good conversations, and he invited me to Wuhan, so I'll probably go at some point, I don't know when. And also really cool, Tetsuro Kamai came, and he wrote a paper in the 1970s that's still very influential to a lot of the research I do and some of my colleagues. So it was very cool to actually finally meet him in person. I am near Tsukuba Station, which kind of seems to be the center of life. There's some places and tall buildings around here, and it doesn't really go all that far, but we're going to look at a couple places around here, and everything really closes kind of early. I don't know if there's any real sort of nightlife. I mean, someone let me know in the comments if there is, but I haven't found it. But pretty much everything, from what I can tell, closes at 8 or 9. There's a convenience stores that are open a little later. But there's some kind of crazy manga anime thing, at least from my perspective, that I found in one of the malls up ahead. So we're going to go there first before it closes. I'm now in this humorously named mall called Daytoown, and there's some kind of cool stuff here. Like there's this manga anime store that just kind of reminds me of what some nerdy American guys tend to be into. And we have this thing here that's video surveillance, do not touch the net. And I actually just saw some little kid playing with the net. So there's also some kind of cool arcade down, and we'll go check that out. And I gotta actually be a little careful because they already yelled at me once for recording a couple days ago in here, so I'm gonna be a little quiet. There's all kinds of trading cards here. I don't know what this is for, and there's a bunch of people playing some games with them over there, I think. Oh, this is something I can say that I really like. You got Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z. You got Goku and Vegeta fighting each other around the Buu Saga.
Well, at least you're stronger than your son was against Cell.
There's Dragon Ball Super, which I never saw, but I'm sure they have everything here. Not sure if this is the Bishonen aisle, and for those who don't know what that is, probably best not to ask. And I think we just got like manga here as far as the eye can see. There's just a whole bunch of different aisles of this stuff. I didn't think I would actually find this, but I think this is the thing about the tentacles that I've heard so much about. Loved by long, slimy, and I have to say more about this in a minute because I don't want to say it here. I'm gonna step outside and explain it. Long time ago when I was in junior high, this is like early mid-90s, there's a friend of mine, and this is before I even heard of the internet. You know, the internet of course brings a lot of crazy things. But one of my friends, his older brother, somehow had like a VHS tape with all this like weird tentacle erotica, and we're all just like, what the hell is this? I never watched it, but it's just kind of one of these things that I associated with Japan, or at least like, you know, kind of like nerdy American guys going there looking for something like this. And I just kind of thought it was maybe a legend, not really real, but then it's like actually there. So yeah, I don't know. I'm actually kind of in shock. After that tentacle monster, I need something kawaii to get my mind off of it. So there are all these sorts of capsule things I just see everywhere. This is just actually a pretty small collection. I've seen some really, really big ones. They seem to be about like 200 to 500 yen. Like you need these like 100 yen coins usually. Like this one's 500, whatever it is. And what can be more cute and non-tentacly than a bag dog? So this is related to the coupon collector problem. So they want you to, you know, they usually want you to collect all of these. So if you have like, say, N different things you want to collect, and you know, you could get repeats because they're coming at random, you know, if they're selected uniformly at random. So the formula comes out, the expected number of times you need to do it is going to be about like N times the nth harmonic number, which is 1 over 1 plus 1 over 2 plus and so on up to 1 over N, which is roughly log N, you know, with some fudging in there. So for 5 items, if you want to get like all 5 bag dogs, you're going to need to, on average, check, you know, buy about 11 or 12 of them, and you're going to get some repeats. So let's see what sort of bag dog we get. We're going to put in this one here. I can't wait to see how this is going to turn out. And we got to turn this thing right here, and we get this capsule right here. So let's sit down, and I guess we recycle it here when we're done. This gotta catch 'em all, gotta collect 'em all thing is a great way for these companies to make money, just given how this coupon collector problem works out. Okay, so let's see what happens when we open this. Okay, and we have, which bag dog is this that we have? It's, looks kind of like a ring, so it's like a keychain. Oh, this is like the thing, yeah, like a fanny pack. So it's a dog and a fanny pack, and it comes with a list of all the other different bag dogs that you can get right here. So I think it's a pretty good souvenir, actually. Like, this is something that's very clearly from Japan. What will Gigo be like? Get into the gaming oasis. And I was here before, and it's really kind of eerily empty. It's amazing how much stuff is here. Oh yeah, here we go. Dragon Ball Z, or that's all, not Dragon Ball. Yeah, it is Z, not like Super or GT or something else. It's just really, really empty though. Like, I'm surprised just how much stuff is here. Yeah, this is Kawaii. Like, given how few people are actually here at the moment. I like the atmosphere of the place. Oh, well. Yeah, what's up?
No photography.
No filming?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right, sorry. Well, I guess they lose the free advertisement. I was about to show all the various cool stuff there you could play with. It kind of doesn't really make any sense. I mean, I know it's kind of common, but I remember when I was at the Barbasova market in Kharkiv, Ukraine, there was someone who just pulled me in. It's like, hey, look at everything in my store. This is what costs this much, this costs this much. And it seems to actually be a much smarter business move because they have no idea that I don't really have that many subscribers. Maybe I have 2 million subscribers and everyone could see oh, this is a cool place to go to. So I think I'm going to kind of start heading back in the direction of my apartment. There's a couple things on the way back though. I'm going to end the night with one of the most cyberpunk things I've seen in Japan, so far at least. I'm sure there's more. The convenience stores are pretty cool. A lot of them are open 24 hours, and they may not have fruits and vegetables that often, but they do have this section where they'll have some manga and some super kawaii stuff, and right next to it is softcore prawn. So I'm going to be trying to color grade this now with some sort of cyberpunk look, just because to me nothing's says more like some sort of weird cyberpunk anime than just going to the convenience store any time of day and being able to buy manga or that. So exactly as I thought, I got manga. And you got all this, so I'm not gonna open it up and show what's in there exactly, but I think it's not too hard to imagine. Super kawaii. Good morning. This is my last day in Tsukuba, and I'm a little late checking out actually. So I wanted to show the view from my window. There's this rocket thing over there, and I think it's an expo center. There's actually a few science museums, but I'm told that nothing here is too understandable if you don't know any Japanese. So maybe next time I'll check it out. And I just wanted to show a couple things while I'm here, because I need to go to Tokyo. And I hear some sort of ringing. Okay, it's past checkout time. I literally have 5 minutes, so just really quickly. This doesn't have the singing stuff, unfortunately, or the music, but it's heated, and if you flush it, I guess you do wash your hands in that. I'm not really sure. The shower's kind of different because it looks like you can actually wash there. There's no shower curtain, but water, you can actually make the water come down from here, which I thought was kind of interesting. So I don't know what that's for exactly, but okay, I need to get out quickly so they don't yell at me. I had to really rush out quickly, but the guy I'm working with, he brought me to this park, which I was at a little bit before, Doho Park, and look at the markings on this duck. I guess it's just maybe some local version. I mean, this duck looks more like what I'm used to. Yeah, here we go. They just kind of started swarming around me. I don't have any food for them, unfortunately, but anyways, yeah, just to kind of get onto the point. So there really isn't that much math to talk about today. So there's a problem I've been working on for a while. It's a problem coming from dealing with normal numbers, but it's actually sort of an algebraic geometry problem. And one of the guys, the guy who invited me here on his grant that I'm working with, has some ideas, and it looks like it's some significant progress, but there's only really about 20 minutes worth of stuff to explain. So just kind of this, I'll go to him later and we'll have lunch and talk about this idea. And before I go to the chaos of Tokyo, this is the large park of Tsukuba. And it's really pretty relaxing. And I mean, one of the things that I really like here just as an American, I guess this is, someone tell me if I'm right or not, it's bamboo. I guess it's, we don't really have this in the US or in Poland. But yeah, the ducks aren't really that aggressive, I don't think. So yeah, I think it's just going to be a little walk around the park. Just kind of get the mind ready to do a little bit more math. And I want to look at just kind of some of the local houses and architecture, and then we're just going to head back to the university. It's a little shocking to me that just a couple days ago it was shorts weather, and I would have worn shorts if I brought any, and now it's literally snowing. I think this is kind of cute. Is this kawaii or not? Google Translate says that this says beware of bees. They really kind of, I guess they didn't put like a cute smiley face and they just really emphasized the stinger right there. I found a corner of this park I really like. Now we're going to start with some minor stuff. I've seen this other places as well, but I can kind of only imagine. We've got Pocari Sweat. That sounds absolutely disgusting. And I'm trying to think how they actually like bottle. Is that human sweat? So are they people jogging around the track and they collect the sweat and put this in this vending machine? Can anyone tell me what the process of this is? But there's more. So one of the things, I really do actually like about Japan is it does not seem like a pay to pee / pee in the bushes sort of country. They have free bathrooms and free water. This is actually one of the things I really like about the US. I'm not really sure how this works, but I'm just going to kind of stand back a little bit because I've got to be careful. Oop. My camera is not waterproof, so I've got to be careful about that. So let's go in the free bathrooms. I remember in the Kyiv Zoo doing this and wondering what we would find. Do we think that the bathroom is going to be any better than in the Kyiv Zoo? So I don't think anyone's in here. Check beforehand. Okay, like kind of standard stuff there. There is at least soap. There's no soap in the Kyiv Zoo. And what are we going to find here? We found little Ukraine in this beautiful Japanese park. Well, no, it's better than that because there is toilet paper at least. So that's a plus. But Google Translate says something about not flushing here. So if anyone can explain to me what the deal with that is. But it is a little cleaner at least. Sometimes it really pays off to look at the details. And on this vending machine, there's a lot of these. Suntory, Boss Coffee, Coffee Boss, Coffee Boss. Suntory Boss is the boss of them all since 1992. So I hate comparing Japan to Ukraine because they're totally different types of places, but if someone were to just give me those words and say, okay, where in the world did you find that? My first place to guess would not be in Japan. It would not be in China. It would be in some weird metro station kind of off the center in either like Kharkiv or Kyiv or something like that, like at some kiosk. So it just kind of warms my heart seeing that sort of thing. Such a cutesy thing right here. You have a little earmuffs over it. It's but wait, what's this actually for? I'm not totally clear. That's for Mon, and this looks like a clothing store. So I would have thought if this was in the West that's like a restaurant where you eat those cute animals. But then here it's like a clothing store. Maybe it's, I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, the vibe I'm getting in this place is it's more, just like people have their backyards. Like, look at that. I don't know what that is. Some kind of cool green thing that they're growing in the back. In Poland, we have these big apartment buildings. And, if you go east, even more so. And to be honest, I actually kind of like that. I like the high population density. Things are very close, very walkable. Still have a few minutes to wait for my bus, just kind of look at some of the sort of houses people are living in here. And just kind of my thoughts on the city since I'm leaving it soon. I've been here for a little bit over a week. As it was put, it's kind of a nice, quiet place to sit and do math. And there's some benefits to that. Like I know some of the universities in the US are some really, really tiny little villages almost with nothing for 2 hours. And for me, this is a terrible place to do math because I go absolutely crazy. I feel like there's no one around, and I need some energy and excitement. And this kind of seems like an in-between place. Like, it's totally different than Denton, Texas. I did a postdoc at University of North Texas, but it's still like kind of a similar size. And it's also, you have some time, you can get to a big city, but it's still very time-consuming to get there. And I did get a lot done when I was in Texas, actually. Like, I wrote several papers, was able to work hard, but at the same time, there's also ways that I was unhappy. And I kind of wonder if this might even be a similar sort of thing, that, yeah, if you have some people here that are good to sit and work with, maybe you can get a lot done. But I think if I were here for, too long, I would long for the excitement and energy of Tokyo or some other sort of place. Well,
this explanation is clear. I hope you.
Yeah, we were just doing this for a while, so there's still some more work to be done. I have to head to Tokyo now. This is the end of my stay in Tsukuba. I'm actually not in Tsukuba anymore. Professor Akiyama took me to a neighboring town. I'm not even sure he told me the name, but I'm not really entirely sure. All I know is that I am at the Arakawa Owiki station, or I think that's roughly how it's pronounced. And I'm on my way to Tokyo, so there's a little bit of downtime. I'm going to be going to Sendai to Tohoku University to talk to some people there and speak at the logic seminar, but there's a few days where there's like a holiday now and people are grading papers and everything. So there's another interesting thing that he told me about Tsukuba's, that apparently there's just a ton of people who have PhDs. You just kind of meet everyone everywhere, and there's just people with PhDs constantly. So as well as the schools are apparently of a very high standard, and the teachers have to deal with very competitive parents all the time. So it's just kind of a little bit of an unusual place. So anyways, I thought it was kind of interesting. It was my, first destination in Japan. So I'm out. I'm sure there's going to be tons of crazy things to do in Tokyo. I'm not entirely sure what yet, but stick around and like, comment, subscribe, all this sort of stuff, and hit the bell notification to see what I'm up to. And I have to figure out now how to actually get to Tokyo and check into my hotel.